Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a complimentary quad. A complimentary quad featuring three different artists. We're gonna start with Elton John doing Funeral for a Friend. I believe it's live. And also from Elton John, Daniel, and I believe Daniel to be live as well. Followed by Foreigner doing Star Rider. And finally, Heart doing Dog and Butterfly. So, man, before I pop this quad off, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks very much to Two Beer, or Two Beer Pete, as he's known. I call him Pete. Pete, thank you very much for the recommendation and providing the links. I appreciate it very, very much, man. And always got time for Elton John. Definitely this platform, 2 years plus, haven't done enough Elton John. You know what I'm saying? So always look forward to doing as much Elton John as possible. As well, too, I haven't done Heart since the Ladies in Rock series in the first year of my channel. I know that Heart did a really, really nice live rendition cover of Battle of Evermore. But I believe that's the last Heart reaction that I've done, and we're getting close to a year. And then Foreigner was a part of a quad, and I can't even remember the song that was performed in that quad. I think it was Urgent. So looking forward to hitting up some Foreigner as well. Anyway, let's hit this off, man. Let's start with Elton John, Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. Let's get it. Nice long instrumental. This extended instrumental jam is just excellent. Great intro. Well, it's a song in by itself. Which one of you, who's seen Elton live? I couldn't imagine seeing this guy live, man. Playing this song with all of this force and fire. All right. Fantastic, man. The incredible Elton John. One of the best gifts to modern music. Man, I tell you, where would the world of music be without the presence of Elton John? You know what I'm saying? Fantastic artist. He means so much, man. Gotta cherish these great heroes of music that are still with us, man. They're older now, they're aging, and they can just go, leave us at any moment, any time. I tell you, man. Right after this reaction, I've got to do a tribute to Spencer Davis. I just got a message from one of my subscribers saying, "Hey, Wayne, just do this one song for me, just this one song." So I'm going to be doing a Spencer Davis tribute, man. But Elton John, Sir Elton John, the great gifts of music that he's given us over the past couple of decades, I tell you. I'm trying to remember, going back in time. I believe it's Yellow Brick Road, one of my very first songs from Elton that I listened to. Just love that song to death, man. And of course, there's just so many. And I always ask this question when I do an Elton John reaction, and here it is again. What's your favorite Elton John song? And I know that's unfair to ask, so let me expand upon it a little bit. What is, name your top 5 Elton John songs. Give me your top 5. That's probably easier to do, maybe. Hit me up with your top 5 Elton John song. Every time I ask this question, I get a multitude of responses, and of course the lineup of Elton John songs are really diverse and different. And so of course I get the comments like, "Oh man, the top 5, are you kidding me?" All right, give me your top 10, right? If that's easier, give me your top 10. Break it down like that. Remarkable talent, man. I'm telling you. In any decade. So, Elton John. Let's do this. Let's go straight into the song detail, because there's more Elton John information in the following song, of course, that being Daniel. So, Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, is the opening track on the double album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. The first part, Funeral for a Friend, is an instrumental created by John while thinking of what kind of music he'd like at his funeral. This first half segues into Love Lies Bleeding. In the Eagle Vision documentary, Classic Albums Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, John said the two songs were not written as one piece, but fit together since Funeral for a Friend ends in the key of A and Love Lies Bleeding opens in A, and the two were played as one elongated piece when recorded. With lyrics like, "And love lies bleeding in my hand. Oh, it kills me to think of you with another man." Lyricist Bernie Taupin uses death symbolism as an angry take on a breakup song. Yeah, powerful. Release and reception. The song was well received by critics. AllMusic's Donald Garisco called Funeral for a Friend a stunning instrumental with a powerful fusion of classical and rock elements, where a gentle lyrical motive is developed and energized until it builds into a powerhouse full of emotion and bombast. Great way to describe it, man. That's exactly what I would be envisioning just based on this guy's description. Very good. Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, was too long for a single release, but got significant airplay on FM stations that were predisposed toward rock epics. The whole piece is just over 11 minutes long. A fan favorite, it became a staple part of many Elton John tour set lists. Absolutely, man. I would demand. I'd be shouting at him, "Yo, man, you better play that song." Billboard magazine listed this song as number 2 in the list of Elton John's best songs as picked by critics, second only to Benny and the Jets. Rolling Stone readers picked this song as number 3 in a list of deep cuts by Elton John, songs that only a true fan would know, even though it has received significant exposure over the years. The song had a strong influence on Guns N' Roses. On the Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion albums, and, in particular, the song November Rain. Avenged Sevenfold M Shadows lists the song among the 10 songs that helped shape how he relates to music. Okay, man, that is Wikipedia Song Fact info on Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. Let's hit up our second Elton track, man, and that being Daniel. And Sarah, I was mistaken. I thought that Funeral for a Friend was live, but it wasn't so. But it says here that Daniel is. So let's hit this up, man. Daniel, live at the Playhouse Theater in '76. Let's get it.
Do now. This one I haven't done on stage for ages. This one. This is a nice sort of cabaret type thing. So here we go. Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye. Oh, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. They say Spain is pretty, though I've never been. And Daniel says it's the best place he's ever seen. Oh, and he should know he's been there enough. Oh, I miss Daniel. Oh, I miss him so much. Whoa, Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died, but you see more than I. Daniel, you're a star in the face of the sky. Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died. You see more than I. Daniel, you're a star in the face of the sky. Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, I can see Daniel waving goodbye. Oh, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. Oh God, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds lost in my eyes. Oh,
Wow. Just a man, his voice, and his piano. That is all that's needed. Beautiful. I love the little flexing in the end. Flexing with style. Hey man, the great Elton John. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. It's just himself, his voice, his piano. Man, make beautiful, beautiful music like that. Fantastic, man. For many of you, I'm sure that this is your favorite Elton John song. Answer that question. Is Daniel your favorite Elton John song? Let me know that. Great song, man. Definitely one of the first I've heard from Elton John that stuck out in my mind when I was a kid. Absolutely. This one, Yellow Brick Road. Absolutely, man. All right. Yeah. But, all right, I'll tell you what my favorite Elton John song is, man. I would say my favorite Elton John song is Your Song. I would say that's one of the first ones that come to mind if I'm ever thinking about Elton John for a prolonged period of time. I can't think about him for more than a minute or two without thinking about Your Song. So for me, it's Your Song. But let me know, what's your favorite Elton song? Let me know if it's Daniel. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. One of my buddies in the military, Murray, his favorite Elton song was Rocket Man. And he told me this funny ass story once, man. He says, my favorite Elton song is Rocket Man because I remember watching this show on TV, and it's called The Greatest American Hero. And this dude just he had all of these superpowers, but he didn't know how to fly. He didn't know what to do with his superpowers. And I think this super suit was given to him by aliens, but they forgot to give him the instruction book. Anyway, this guy, man, is flying all over the place, flying into buildings and shit. Just can't get it right, you know? And when the one time that he finally takes off, he's focused, he's settled in his mind, he flies right. And while he's flying, Rocket Man is playing. And he's soaring very, very well. That's the only time, The Greatest American Hero, Ralph was his name. The only time Ralph ever flew straight was when that song was playing. I don't know, man. The things that you remember, but that shit made me laugh so hard. Greatest American Hero, check that out if you've never seen it. And I think the episode was actually called Rocket Man, so it won't be too hard to find. All right. I went way the hell off there. So, Daniel. Daniel is a song and ballad performed by Elton John. It appeared on the '73 album Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. It was written by John and his lyricist Bernie Taupin. In the UK, the song reached number 4 in the official chart. In the US, the song reached number 2 on the pop charts, only held from number 1 by My Love by Paul McCartney and Wings. Wow, My Love is my favorite Paul McCartney song. And number 1 on the adult contemporary charts for 2 weeks in the spring of '73. In the US, it was certified gold in September of '95 and platinum in May of 2018 by the RIAA. In Canada, it became his second number 1 single, following Crocodile Rock earlier in the year, holding the position for 2 weeks in the RPM 100 National Singles Chart. John and Taupin received the 1973 Ivor Novello Award for Best Song Musically and Lyrically. Yeah, these guys are a force. Composition. Bernie Taupin wrote the song's lyrics after reading an article in either Time or Newsweek about a Vietnam vet who had been wounded and wanted to get away from the attention he was receiving when he went back home. The last verse in the original draft was cut from the final version, which has led to some speculation on the contents. Quote, this must be Bernie talking here. Quote, Daniel had been the most misinterpreted song that we'd ever written, explained Taupin in the Two Rooms tribute project. The story was about a guy that went back to a small town in Texas, returning from Vietnam. They had lauded him when he came home and treated him like a hero, but he just wanted to go home, go back to the farm, and try to get back to life that he had led before. I wanted to write something that was sympathetic to the people that came home. Unquote. That's Bernie Taupin. Okay. The last verse of the song explained the meaning of the song, but Elton John thought the song was too long, and according to guitarist Davy Johnstone, didn't think the last verse fit very well, so he cut it out. Quote, this must be Davy Johnstone. Elton had written this song, which immediately we all loved, and he called me over and said, look at this last verse. I think Taupin's on drugs. He must be taking acid or something. And we looked at this verse, and I can vaguely remember something about a ship's dog named Paul. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Suddenly, out of nowhere, he starts talking about this dog. So Elton just kind of took the page and ripped that bottom part off slowly and very definitely and said, well, that's the end of that. And that's why that verse was lost. Okay. Wow, interesting. Now I want to know what that verse is. Was it lost forever, or has that verse been recovered? If you know your Elton John history, let me know if that verse has been recovered and where I can find it. That'd be quite interesting. All right, man. Hey, so that is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on Daniel, the background of the song Daniel. Very interesting how that came about. All right, let's hit up our third track, man, and that being Star Rider from Foreigner. All right, Foreigner, Star Rider. Let's get it.
I stole a ride on a passing star, not knowing where I was going, how near or how far. Through years of life, lands of future and past, until the heavenly gates were sighted at last. And as old stars would die, so the new ones were born. And ever on I sail celestial ways, and in the light of my years shone the rest of my days. Speed increasing, all control is in the
Rider. Damn. It was, for me, this experience was like listening to a completely different band for the first time. This must be real early Foreigner. Because I thought that I really had a good beat on their signature sound. I mean, I know Cold as Ice, I know Double Vision, and even their slow song, I Want to Know What Love Is. And I thought that I had a tune in on their signature sound, but this threw me off in a good way. I mean, it's a really excellent song, and I like the vocals in it. And Foreigner had vocals. I was just trying to think back to some of their music and where the vocals were in their tunes. Yeah, but this was a different listening experience in a good way, not in a bad way, just completely different. And of course, the song took me off, into a different dimension there for a minute, man. Good song. Holy Star Rider. Okay. Star Rider. Okay. So there isn't specific song intro. It's it's on their debut album, their first album, and then there is a review, an album review by AllMusic. Okay, so Star Rider appears on Foreigner. It's the self-titled debut studio album by British-American rock band Foreigner, released in '77. It spun off 3 hit singles: Feels Like the First Time, oh yeah, I forgot about that one, Cold as Ice, and Long, Long Way From Home. I forgot about that one too. It also features album tracks such as Head Knocker and Star Rider, the latter of which features a rare lead vocal from lead vocalist and co-founder Mick Jones. That is the reason why. Yeah. I can't remember the regular lead singer, but that's the voice that I was missing. The first attempt at mixing the album was done at SARM Studios in London, but as they were dissatisfied with the result, the album was remixed at Atlantic Recording Studios by Mick Jones, Ian MacDonald, and Jimmy Douglas. Okay, and there's an AllMusic review here by Andy Hintz. Andy says, although punk rock's furious revolution threatened to overthrow rock's old guard in '77, bands like Foreigner came along and proved that there was plenty of room in the marketplace for both the violent, upstart minimalism of punk and the airbrushed sickness of what would be called arena rock. Along with Boston, Journey, Heart, and others, Foreigner celebrated professionalism over raw emotion. And looking back, it's easy to see why they sold millions. Not everyone in the world was pissed off, dissatisfied with the economy, or even necessarily looking for a change. In fact, for most suburban American teens, Foreigner's immaculate rock sound was the perfect soundtrack for cruising through well-manicured neighborhoods in their Chevy Novas. The album spawned some of the biggest FM hits of 1977, including the anthemic Feels Like the First Time and Cold as Ice, both of which were anchored, like most of Foreigner's songs, by the muscular but traditional riffing of guitarist Mick Jones, the soaring vocals of Lou Gramm, and the state-of-the-art rock production values of the day, which allowed the band to sound hard but polished. As pure rock craftsmanship goes, Foreigner was as good as it got in the late 70s. Okay. Really good review. And not surprisingly, it's from AllMusic. AllMusic, man, shout out to you guys. You guys give really great reviews. Even when you are reviewing something that you don't like, you have a gracefulness about you. Shout out to AllMusic, man. All right. That is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on Star Rider by Foreigner. Very, very interesting early sound in their off of their first album there. I like it though. Very good. All right, let's hit up our last track, man. And that is Heart doing Dog and Butterfly. Oh yeah, you know, the other song from Foreigner that I really dig is Urgent. I came to know the Foreigner classic rock version later, but first, it was first done by Shannon, you know, back in the day, and Shannon was a really awesome R&B artist, and I think that she was one of the first with the big round booties, and you know, then J-Lo came along and Beyonce came along, and you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, she was one of the first big round booty divas out there. All right, let's hit it up. I'm sure that your life has been enriched by that piece of info. Man. All right. Heart, Dog and Butterfly, and this is live in Seattle. Let's get it. Ah, the sisters. Man, I love these ladies.
There I was with the old man, stranded again, so off I ran, my young world crashing around me, no possibilities of getting what I need. He looked at me and smiled, said, no, 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 child. See the dog and butterfly up in the air, he like to fly. The dog and butterfly below, she has to try, but she rolled back down to the warm soft ground, laughing though she don't know why. She don't know why. Dog and butterfly. Stumbled upon your secret place, safe in the trees, you had tears on your face, wrestling with your desires. Frozen strangers were stealing your fires. The message hit my mind, only words that I could find was see the dog and butterfly up in the air, he like to fly. The dog and butterfly below, she has to try, but she rolled back down to the warm soft ground, laughing up to the sky, up to the sky. Dog and butterfly. We're getting older and the world's getting colder. For the life of me, I don't know the reason why. Maybe it's living, making us give in. Hearts rolling in, then taking back on the time. Yeah, 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 we're balanced together like ocean upon the sky. Another night in a strange town, oh moonlight, hold me, light us down. Voice of confusion inside of me keeps on begging to go back where I'm free. Feels like I'm through, but then the old man's words are true. See a dog and butterfly, dog and butterfly, in the air, he like to fly. The dog and butterfly below. dog and butterfly. Oh yeah, up in the air he liked to fly. Dog and butterfly. Below she has to try, but she rolled back down to the warm soft ground with a little tear in her eye. Yeah, she had to try. She had to try. Dog and butterfly. Oh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh man, fantastic. Ann and Nancy Hart, fantastic. Ann and Nancy Wilson of Hart, wow. Ladies, man, fantastic talent. What I gotta do is I gotta remember to, I'm gonna attach, if this makes it up to YouTube, I'm gonna attach, speaking of, I think I gotta re-upload it anyway. I'll attach their cover of Led Zeppelin's Battle of Evermore. You gotta check that out if you haven't seen it. These ladies are fantastic, man. Here's something that you probably haven't heard from me. I think that Ann Wilson has is probably yeah, I think she's probably my favorite female rock vocalist. Now, I know there's the Janis factor. I'll always love Janis, you know, it's just one of those things, but Ann has something more seductive about her singing, and it just gets my attention. It reaches into my bones just a bit more for some reason. Yeah, you know, it's always, and you know what, if you catch me on a different day I might say Janis, but yeah, you know, for me it's always been Ann Wilson. Her singing just gets me, you know, it reaches in and it gets me. Let me know what you think about her. Where would you rank her? I hate using the word rank, but where would you rank her in regards to female rock vocalist? In my opinion, for me, I would say 9 times out of 10, you know, aside from the Janis factor, she's my favorite rock female vocalist. Let me know who does it for you. All right. So, and yeah, you can't sleep on Nancy's vocals, man. Nancy's a great singer as well. So, man, Dog and Butterfly. Dog and Butterfly is a song recorded by rock band Heart. It's the title track to the band's 4th studio album, Dog and Butterfly, and was released as the album's 2nd single. The song is a more subdued effort from the band, differing from past hard rock-oriented hits, as Ann and Nancy Wilson pulled from their folk music influences. The song charted in the US in '79, peaking at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100. Ann has said she was inspired when she looked out a window and saw a dog relentlessly chasing a butterfly. She saw the song as an inspiration when things get rough to keep going. Although it enjoyed only moderate chart success, the song has remained a setlist staple for Heart consistently through the years. Fantastic. And there's an album review here by Mike DeGagne of AllMusic. And Mike says, quote, Dog and Butterfly became Heart's 4th million-selling album and placed 2 songs of opposing styles in the top 40. Like their magazine album, Dog and Butterfly, peaked at number 17 on the charts, but the material from it is much stronger than Every Standpoint, with Anne and Nancy Wilson involving themselves to a greater extent. The light afternoon feel of the title track peaked at number 34, while the more resounding punch of Straight On went all the way to number 15 as the album's first single. Yeah, their vocals are great on that, their unified vocals on Straight On, excellent. With keyboard player Howard Leese making his presence felt, and the vocals and the guitar work sounding fuller and more focused, the band seems to be rather comfortable once again. Average bridge and chorus efforts like Cook with Fire and High Time aren't spectacular, but they do emit some appeal as far as filler is concerned, while Lighter Touch may be the best of uncharted material. After this album, guitarist Roger Fisher left the band, but Hart didn't let up. 1980's Be Lestrange showed an even greater improvement, peaking at number 5 in April of that year. Alright, man. And that is All Music's Mike DeGagne doing an album review for Dog and Butterfly. Great review. Alright, hey, and great quad, man. This whole quad was solid. Very, very good, Two Beer. Thank you very much for this, man. Always great to see Elton in a quad. Foreigner, a new discovery for me. And the Wilson sisters, man. These ladies, I just love them to death. Fantastic. I gotta do more of Heart for sure. Especially these concert footages. I guess they've had a really successful, I don't know if they were touring or if they were just doing guest appearances or whatnot, but I gotta check out a little bit more of their on stage kind of unplugged format in concert. I really dig that, man. Beautiful voices, great harmony, excellent playing. Man, the sisters are they're the shit, let me tell you. All right, I'm just gonna scroll down here and check my notes before I bounce, man. I'm late for work too. I gotta bounce quick. So I got reactions coming up. Jacob and Gavin, Jameson, rhymes with teeth. Jeffrey, got reactions coming up for you lads very soon. So thank you very much for joining me, folks, and thank you again, Pete. I appreciate this quad. Thanks for the patience of me getting it. I'm running a week and a half behind, and so thank you for not pestering me, man. Some of my patrons have been pestering my ass. Yes, I'm late, but damn, been pestering the hell out of me. So Pete, I appreciate you for not pestering, man. What else do I have? Oh yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna do a Spencer Davis tribute. Unfortunately, I have to do that, so it's gonna get later on tonight. Unfortunately, I know that he passed yesterday, but I have to get to work, so that won't be until later. And I was gonna do part 3 of the Paris Theatre BBC series for Zeppelin, but everything gets put to the side when there is a tribute reaction scheduled. So I'll take care of Spencer Davis first. Zeppelin can wait another day. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a good one. Hope you enjoyed this reaction and review. Take care, and I'll catch you in another quad. Peace.